Welcome back to the Influencer channel, guys. Today we're having a conversation again with Chef Albert, who we spoke to before he went to the US. This conversation is going to cover what he was doing in the US, when he got back and what he's doing back in South Africa, and some of the experiences that he had in the US, but also he opened a YouTube channel while he was in the US since we last spoke. So please watch this video, enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed for future interviews. Thank you. Chef Albert, thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview, even though you didn't plan for it or
I was ambushed into it.
But thank you either way for doing it. Welcome back to South Africa.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
How long has it been since you were back?
It's been 2 weeks now. 2 weeks and a few days.
2 weeks.
So, yeah.
What do you miss the most about being in the US?
The money.
But apart from the money, I'm sure you miss
work. I miss
having.
work.
Don't you miss having electricity at predictable times?
I do.
How are you finding this load shedding since your time?
It's tiring. I don't know. I think things have gotten a bit worse than it was before I left. So before I left, there was load shedding, but it wasn't too bad. But now it's just ridiculous. You literally have electricity for probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
On a good day.
On a good day, yeah. So
I think some Americans or people living abroad from South Africa probably think we're lying when
I've told a few about it, and they're always laughing. I'm like, that really happens? Why? I'm like, yes, it is.
Now, the last time we spoke, you were gonna leave soon. I think it wasn't even announced that you were gonna leave at that time.
I think after our previous interview, I left. 2 months after that.
Can you tell us a bit about where you were working and what the experience was?
Oh, I was working at the Broadmoor. It's in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the US. It's a resort. It's more than 100 years old.
Is it?
Yeah. And when I started working at banqueting, which is they deal with big functions, weddings, big parties, and all of that. So working there was tiring. And it was hard work because I started at banqueting and I probably worked about 16 to 18 hours every day on my feet. With 30 minutes break. Sometimes I don't even have the time to take the break because there's work that's waiting for me. So I'd rather work than go on break. So it was hard work.
I think that answers the idea that a lot of people in South Africa, when they hear that somebody is abroad on a hospitality working trip, they think it's more of a holiday. Why are you not exploring the US?
We just choose to show them what we want to show them, I guess.
Also, you probably can't show some aspects of the work that you're doing for privacy purposes.
Yes.
Where exactly did you start when you got, or were you working at one place since you got into Colorado, or?
They moved me around. So the hotel has, I'm not sure how many restaurants the hotel has. So they moved me. So my program allowed them to move me 4 times.
Okay.
But because of how I think low staff the hotel was, and obviously it's a job having to move people around, having to get trained, and especially when it's busy. Rather they train you and they keep you there till slow season comes. When slow season comes, that's when they move you. So you can imagine having them to move you around while it's busy. It's a lot of work, and we can't be training people when it's too busy. So they only moved me twice. So from banqueting, they moved me to a restaurant called Restaurant del Lago. We dealt with it's like an Italian restaurant. So our pastas are made from scratch. So they moved me. I only got moved twice, and then when slow season hit, I went from working 18 hours a day for 6 days to working 8 hours a day for
it got a bit better.
Exactly.
Now, would you say, because the first time you were abroad, it was probably some of your first experience being there, and probably first time on the job, even though you did some jobs before you left for the first time. Would you say it's better now when you go back with some experience?
It is way much better, much better. I remember when I started 2016, when I started at Mohonk Mountain House, I didn't know anything. I was fresh from culinary school. I Like, I didn't even know the pens they use in the US, the terms they use for most stuff. Vegetables have different names from what we call them. So it was a little bit stressful, and especially because you're young and you just get thrown into it. So it was a little bit stressful.
And at some point, if the employer knows that you are young, vulnerable, just so happy to get the opportunity, I think it might be easier to be taken advantage of and pushed to a specific limit. And since you are back, what are your plans here in South Africa? Are you just back chilling, or what's the plan?
I don't like chilling. The plan is to grow my business, obviously. Which when I've got here, I got a couple of gigs, but I think, like I say, things are a whole lot worse than they were when I left. People don't have money, and there's only.
Hopefully, there are people with money listening to this.
Hopefully,
saying we have money, please come do it.
So when I got here, I only did like 2 gigs, and everybody just went quiet. And before I came, obviously I announced that I'm coming to my consistent clients, and then most of them were telling me, don't come, stay there. So I thought they were joking. I didn't think things are actually as bad as they were saying they were, because none of them have not contacted me, and they can see that I'm home. Only Tshepiso Letsoara has contacted me, so shout out to her. So that could tell you, that will give you an idea that
it's not as good as it was before you left. And with that aspect, I'm sure we're talking about the private chef catering stuff. With that aspect of the business slowing down a bit, are you planning to do other things in the business?
Obviously, trying to push my daily meals that I started with already, but I think because my meals are slightly a little bit expensive, but only
as they should be, for the quality,
exactly. Also, only because I use only quality produce, So obviously, it's I have to make money also, so hence why I charge slightly a little bit more than what everybody else would charge.
Yeah, of course.
So that also.
And just for clarity purposes, for somebody who doesn't know, people can actually come to your place and get food that they hopefully pre-ordered the previous day.
That makes my life a whole lot easier, because I don't have a lot of people that are helping me. I cook alone, and people that help me, they do basic work like cleaning and cutting, chopping. So them pre-ordering everything makes my life a little bit easier. So that I know what I'm tackling the next day.
And there's somebody who's bought from you. I can say once more that it's I can't even remember that I paid or not.
I think you didn't pay.
All right, I'll settle my bill at the end of this conversation. But I'm sure a lot of people who follow you know that your food is amazing. And for anybody listening to this who's never tried your food, who is in the Welcome area, they can come to your place and just place an order. And they can keep a lookout on social media to what's on the menu for the following day and stuff.
I advertise from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all my WhatsApp and YouTube also. So
and there's a lot of people driving all the way from Bloemfontein.
Which is exciting.
Which is good. Speaking of YouTube, the last time we spoke, you didn't have a YouTube channel.
I didn't.
And finally now we can say Chef Albert is on YouTube. We've seen some of your vlogs. We've seen your experiences in America. Is that gonna continue? Are you gonna show us what are you planning to do with your YouTube now that you're here?
Yeah, obviously, I think somebody asked me this question yesterday. They asked me why I started YouTube. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I remember back in New Zealand, I wanted to do it, but I think I wasn't in the right space to to do it, because New Zealand wasn't such a nice experience for me. So obviously, my energy was not giving. And then when I got to New Zealand, all I did was work. Go to work, come back home tired, sleep, off day, one day off, come back home and sleep. And for me, that is not too fulfilling, because I don't want life to just always be work. I love content creation, and because of that, I'm like, you know what, I can actually start a YouTube channel now. Not only will this keep me busy, it'll, in a way, I'll also be interacting with my followers and everybody else that follow me.
That's so refreshing to hear somebody who's starting a YouTube channel not for the money, because the money will consequently come, but if you started for the passion and you started because you think somebody else might find value in what you're creating, I think that's when it becomes more
Exactly,
effective.
which is
And
one of the reasons why I started
that's what
it.
keeps you going, because at this point, I don't think you've made millions out of YouTube
I
yet.
haven't even gotten a cent.
But I saw
from
there's
them.
money that you haven't withdrawn
There is.
in
I
your
haven't.
AdSense.
I haven't taken it
Rich
out.
guy, rich guy.
I don't even know how to do it. I just
Rich guy. So if you're looking for some money, Chef Albert has money that he's not withdrawing from his YouTube channel.
I don't even know how to do it. I just
Yeah.
keep on telling myself, you know what? Let me wait for it to like kind of
The
stack
nice
up,
thing about it is
and
that
then
it
I
can
just-
accumulate and you can withdraw it at a
Exactly.
later stage. Yeah,
I'm not there about it.
In terms of, I think a lot of people who follow you across social media and YouTube can see that you're always tagging Woolworths SA.
love Woolworths.
What's the relationship there? Are you a Woolworths ambassador, or
I'm
are
not,
you
but
just
what
a
I-
fan?
I'm not, but that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
For now, I'm just a fan. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to get a few campaigns from
With
them.
Woolworths SA, yeah.
Obviously, after I left, they forgot about me. Now that
They
I'm back,
didn't. Woolworths, if you're listening, you didn't forget about Chef Albert. But I think also in terms of seasons and things that they're doing,
Sure.
they'll probably be looking at you for something.
for
that they're
something.
doing in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
future.
So that's why since I got back, I've been tagging them and trying to show them, hey, I'm back
Yeah.
and I'm ready to work. So hopefully something will come up. But my biggest goal is being the ambassador. I want to see myself on the Instagram, they're preparing recipes for people. I would
Hopefully,
love
when
that.
when that happens, we'll sit down again and we'll have
discuss
we'll
it.
have
Yes.
some
It'll happen.
non-alcoholic champagne. And
It will happen.
we'll celebrate it. Yeah. Now,
It
Chef
will
Albert,
happen.
thank you very much for agreeing to this very short interview.
Yeah.
Is there any last word that you'd like to say to Borachadi on your YouTube channel?
I'm still trying to find a name for them.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate it if they share my videos. Don't skip the ads and just always like and comment. But they're doing a pretty good job
Yeah.
at that. They come. I always check the comments. I always reply
Yeah.
to each and every
Personally,
comment.
yeah.
Personally, I make time for that. The views are amazing since I got back home.
Yep.
The two videos I've uploaded since I got home, which I uploaded like a week ago, both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Less than a week, yeah.
Together they're sitting on almost 7K
Oh, wow.
views,
That's-
which is
that's
amazing.
good, yeah.
Because for me to get 1,000 views on a video, it'll take like a week.
A long time.
Since I got home, I get it in like 4 or 5 hours, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So grateful. So they should just continue watching, subscribing, sharing, and not skip the ads. I would really, really appreciate it. And they should reward me.
All right.
They should super thanks me.
Thank you very much. If you're watching
They
this,
should super thanks
go,
me.
go
I've
to
never
Chef
gotten a
Albert.
super thanks.
Go to Chef Albert's channel.
150 fela.
Search Tshepiso Letsoara on YouTube and send him a super thanks. It literally
I would
can be
appreciate it. I'm
any
back
amount. And hopefully you go to
Things
his
are bad.
house to see some of the food that he's cooking and buy from him. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, David, for having me.
Thank you.